were creativity, invention, and innovation, and idea development. Not only is this the fundamental building block of entrepreneurship, it was the heart of Ed's business. In Ed Muldoon, innovation and creativity collided with perspiration. As Ed told me, the customer always has the answer. In fact, sometimes they didn't know what a good answer it was. We made a lot of money on other people's good ideas, he told me. When I told him of the trips that we made to the top entrepreneurship programs at USC and Syracuse and Indiana, he would laugh out loud and say, "Great, what did you steal from them?" Ed's company, Bivar, was never a giant in the electronics industry. I think this scale, coupled with Ed's genuine concern for the everyday struggle of the entrepreneur, fueled his interest in the businesses we support. He loved these smaller, middle-market companies and always made time for the discussion of an opportunity facing them, many times calling me back after he had more time to think about the question. In every call, he asked about our members, whom he called my entrepreneurs. And he asked me what we could do to help make them more successful. Ed Muldoon was a successful man. He seemed to have achieved the balance that we all seek: an enduring marriage, great friends, a terrific career, and a good sense of himself. From my experience as a friend, he was a gentle man. John Carroll University will graduate individuals of intellect and character who lead and serve by engaging the world around them and around the globe. Surely we should stop and give thanks when we succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Our first award this evening is the Edward M. Muldoon Award for Civic Entrepreneurship. We're fortunate to have the first recipient of the Muldoon Award as our presenter this evening. While I have probably introduced Sam Miller 100 times, I can safely say that when the university awarded Sam the first Edward M. Muldoon Award for his civic entrepreneurship, they set the bar exactly where they wanted it. So please join me in welcoming Sam Miller to introduce our first awardee.
I'm no stranger here, and I'm very happy that I'm not. I feel very much at home when I come here. Nevertheless, where does one start with the proper introduction of a man like A. Malachi Mixon, respected member of the greater Cleveland business community, humanist, philanthropist, musicologist, husband, grandfather. But this you already know, or you wouldn't be here today. Nevertheless, I made it my business to find out more. How does a man get named Malachi? I've never met anybody named Malachi. Have you? Has anybody here ever met anybody named Malachi? No. So I would challenge almost anybody in this audience to tell me how and who Malachi is or was. So I looked them up. First I had to go to the Old Testament, believe it or not. That's right. And discovered that there was a Malachi. He was the 13th prophet in the Hebrew religion, a minor prophet, but he was there, right after Zechariah. Then, not to be outdone, I then went to the New Testament. I have one in my office, you know. You never know when the IRS will come in. Well, and guess what? There's a Saint Malachi. who made it his business. He didn't like the way the Irish were running their churches and decided to reform them. So there I was, 2 Malachis. And then sitting next to this guy just now, I said, by the way, what does the A stand for? Does anybody know here in the audience what A stands for? Malachi Mixon? He told me his great-grandfather named him Aaron. And he says with 2 A's, A-A-R-O-N. Holy smoke. I didn't have to go to the New Testament for that one. So, Mal, whether you know it or not, you've enjoyed the best of all possible worlds, and you'll be welcomed into heaven by either the Hebrews or the Christians, I don't know which. And speaking of heaven, when I was in Washington about 3 weeks ago with an audience with the Pope, as I left, one of the bishops went up to me and said, come here. And I did. And he said, I want to give you this story about the Cardinal Ratzinger, also known as Pope Benedict XVI. This is a little story, and it's so beautiful. After getting all of Pope Benedict's luggage loaded into the limo, and he doesn't travel light, you know, he's probably the best dressed Pope that we have ever had, and wears nothing but red Gucci shoes. I saw them. The driver saw the Pope still standing on the curb. Excuse me, Your Holiness, would you please take your seat so we can leave? Well, to tell you the truth, the Pope said, they never let me drive when I was a cardinal, and I'd like to really get behind the wheel. I'm sorry, Your Holiness, but I can't let you do that. I'll lose my job. And what if something should happen? I would really be in trouble, the driver said. Who's going to tell? Pope Benedict said to him. Well, even so, I might even say an extra prayer for you. Well, I might need it. Okay. Reluctantly, the driver got in the back seat. Pope took the wheel, and being a Bavarian, knowing the German Bahnhof, he put the pedal to the metal. And away they went, and they were going at about 105 miles an hour. Please slow down, Your Holiness. I beg of you, slow down. Oh, dear God, I'm going to lose my license and my job. As he heard a siren come by and ordered the car to the side. Pope pulled over, rolled down the window, and as the police officer approaches, the cop takes one look at him, goes back to his motorcycle, and gets on the radio. I need to talk to the chief right away, he says to the dispatcher. Chief gets on the radio, and the cop tells him they stopped a limo going 105. Bust him, says the chief. I don't think we want to do that. He's really important. I said, bust him. You don't understand, Chief. He's really important. Well, who is he, the mayor? Nope. Bigger. The governor? Bigger. The president? Bigger. Well, said the chief, who is it? I think it's God. Chief is even more puzzled and curious and says, what makes you think he's God? He's got the Pope as a chauffeur. Now, Mel, we've got everybody in a good frame of mind. I have your bio in front of me. I'm not going to bore anybody with it. You can all read it at your convenience. It's very impressive. Very. And it is said, Mel, this I tell you in all truthfulness, that God made all of us with one wing. And in order to fly, in order to do good, in order to be right, we always have